So I'm an impulsive person. I think we all are. So there's just some things that I feel like I just have to do. And I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I hope it doesn't turn out too badly. So what I'm looking at right now is that I just bought the Focusrite Vocaster 2. All right. It's an audio interface. It's made for podcasters specifically. And I was I bought one off of eBay, and eBay was selling it for about 25 plus 50, $75 below the the amount that it usually costs. So I went to B&H Photo, I went to Best Buy, I went to Walmart. Walmart had it for $200. Um and so I was like, "Oh, Walmart is like the best place to get it." But then I just go on B&H Photo today and I see that they have it on sale for $100. That is phenomenal. Like, you got to think about how crazy that price is. So I was like, yo, B&H Photo is fucking with me. Like, they, that's a good way and a bad way. Like, I could have bought this thing for $99, but I feel like they wanted me to look at it again and think a little bit further than just getting it for myself. Like, now I can get it and I can sell it brand new, unopened box for like $200 or 220. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I should tell Ryan this, I should tell Marcus this, I should tell my boys this and be like, yo, bro, let's start a business. Let's like just start investing with me and let's sell this junk. And really put the pressure on me because I could be like, you know what, what can I bring to the table, because I can't really bring money. What can I bring to the table is time. So I could be selling these items as I am, making my podcast and everything, and doing that, and it won't take up too much time because all I have to do is wrap it up and send it out to the post office. We're probably using USPS. You're going to have to get insurance on it. Oh, I'm thinking about it as I'm talking right now. You're probably going to have to pay for shipping. We can make shipping for like $10 on eBay, or for Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace would probably be your best bet, where it's like they come to you and they see it, and hopefully you don't get robbed. And that's the big thing. Like, I can meet them at the park, and I can be like, "Yo, meet me at the park." And then they get there, and I'll be like, "All right, I'll get to the park like 5 minutes after you." Something like that, because I don't drive. Like I said, there's like, it doesn't seem like there's much I can bring to the table. But then I was just like, you know what, maybe this is something that you have to do yourself. It's just one of those things where it's just like, bro, nobody's going to jump on this with you. Nobody sees what you see. And it's just like with TaskRabbit. And I was doing TaskRabbit, right? And I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, bro, I'm making so much money. And I'm wondering, like, why isn't anybody else hopping on this wagon with me? Like, what is everybody thinking? Why don't they want to? And I saw that my life took a path of its own, and I have to respect that. It's like, not everybody's going to see what I see. No, not everybody's going to believe in what I believe in. They might see it and they'll think immediately, "Oh, that's a scam, dude." And I'll be like, "No, it's not a scam. It's real life." Like with TaskRabbit, I was making up to, the highest I made was $140 an hour. I got paid $140 an hour. And you know what my last job was? I got paid $140 to mail uh construction plans to the police office. And they sent me there. I'm not going to tell you the nitty gritty of it because, oh my gosh, I started stealing at that job. unfortunately. It's not something that I wanted to do. Like, that's just how the universe planned it out. And I couldn't do anything about it. Like, bro, I would love to keep working for TaskRabbit, but I like this much better. Like, this is so much better than what I was doing before. If the universe didn't divert me this way, I would have never done it. I would have never thought to do it. I wouldn't be like, yo, bro, just calm down and just chill at home and work on yourself in a different manner than everybody else is doing, because everybody else is doing the same thing, bro. Like, not many people are utilizing online the way that I'm utilizing online. Like, this is when people say personal diary, they're just trying really hard to make it not a diary but be entertaining to people. And for me, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to entertain you. Like, you're either going to sit here and listen to what I have to say, or you can be out and think that this is BS. But I'm going somewhere with this. Like, this is the plan so far. And the plan is to just keep hammering, keep going until somebody hears, until somebody listens and they're like, yo, bro, I like this kid. Like, he can make some content, or he's just interesting enough where I'm just like, I want to invest in this kid, because I have so many things going for me. Um, I took a really scary route in life for sure. Definitely for sure. Like, I wouldn't suggest this to anybody, but regardless of that, I am making the most out of life the way that it should be taken. Like, if you're talking to 16-year-old me and you're like, bro, do you have a job? And I'm like, yeah, I have a job. So it's like, okay, if you have a job, buy a camera, buy the best camera you can think of. Just try to save your money, because I was like 15 years old working for the Democratic Party, and I was making $15 an hour under the table. So it wasn't specifically under the table. They weren't giving me cash, but they were giving me checks. And me and my boy Ryan, we just spent it. We just spent it. We weren't thinking. We had no direction, no nothing, and we just spent it and just did that. That's why I want to be like, bro, I want to be able to talk to kids. You know what I mean? I want to be able to interact with them. I was going to say the most messed up joke, the dumbest joke ever. But yeah, I want to be able to get to kids and be like, because me and my sister argue about this all the time. She's like, um, I don't like kids using their phones inside school. So I came back with this argument. I was like, who's going to teach them how to use it correctly? Who's going to teach them how to really dive into technology? Because technology is there. Most of these kids that come out of high school, they want a job that benefits them and that they can see themselves doing for a very long time and not get bored of it, and have so much flexibility to do what they want when they want. And where are you going to find those jobs? Only online. You're just going to find them online. They're apps. And I didn't even know that until I was 25, 26 years old. I think about like around 25 years old, I figured out that, holy crap, you can do jobs online on apps and you actually make a decent amount of money. When I first did Instacart, they had a promo: do 15 shops with us and get paid $300. And in between me doing uh, Amazon, me working at Amazon, I did those 15 things, made my $300, and I was just stacking it in the bank, just stacking it in the bank. I had nothing to do with the money. I wasn't thinking. Like, I could have gotten that money and then had gotten a camera, gotten that money, gotten a mic. And my sisters don't understand this. It's like I've missed out on so many opportunities to invest in myself. So now that I have money, I want to invest in myself. And I know that I'm doing it strategically this time. Like I'm thinking more about it because I have less money to work with. And when you're back when you're backed into a wall like that, you're going to start thinking. And I feel like they don't think I'm thinking. They just think I'm just going. And they're scared because they've seen me do that with weed, where it's like I had $2,300 in the bank, or I had $900 in the bank, and the first thought that came into my head was, "Yo, let me go buy a quarter pound." Should they be getting in my way, though, is the question. And the answer is absolutely not. Of course, it's absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like, why can't they have more trust in me? But I know that trust needs to get built up. But the problem is, like with Belinda, for example, every time I tell her the truth, she cuts me down for it. She degrades me for it, for telling the truth. So I avoid telling the truth all the time, and I know that it's a bad habit. It's something bad that I'm doing. Like I shouldn't be doing this. I know that I shouldn't be. But that's how she's conditioned me. So I'm sitting here like lying about how much I'm spending, lying about how much is in my bank account. Like I'm telling the truth, but it's the partial truth. It's not the full truth. All because of how she conditioned me to work with her. And I hope she starts realizing how detrimental that becomes in a relationship, because it's like she treats me like her boyfriend. I would think that this is how she would treat her boyfriend. Like, if she's not happy with something, she's going to let it be known. And if she doesn't trust you, she's going to let it be known. Be like, I don't trust you. I don't believe anything that you say. How am I supposed to trust you? Like when I told her, there was one time where I was working at Wayfair and I got fired from Wayfair. So I just started going out randomly to make it look like I was working, but I didn't do a good job at it. You know what I mean? But my family thought that I was still working at Wayfair for a little bit, and I just went along with the lie because I was just so ashamed of being fired. So I'm like, yeah, 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 I'm still working for Wayfair. And then like a month later, I tell her, I'm like, look, listen, I'm not working at Wayfair, and she just made me feel like complete shit for doing it. I was just like, why did I tell you? Why did I need to tell you? And if I'm going to tell you the truth, why are you going to degrade me like that? You know, so it's a lot of things that go into relationships that we really need to talk about. And especially with the kids, because my sister says that they're distracted when they use technology. And I'm like, it's because they don't know what to do with it. Nobody's teaching them what to do with it. Nobody's telling them that, hey, do you know when you get a job, when you're ready to get a job, you can work for Instacart, you can work for Uber. Nobody tells them that. It sucks. But yeah, bro, that was a good talk, bro. I was testing out my camera once again. You can see this purple shade on me. um Tell me if you like this focus or not, because this focus is on a large area of the camera. Like it's about this big. That's how eh, eh, eh. It's about this big. That's where the focus is at, because I bought this camera used, and I'm sure, absolutely 100% sure that they dropped it. Definitely dropped it. Pisses me off to no end. But I can't do anything about that. The only thing I can do is work around it, and I think this is the workaround. where it's like a large field of vision, and I'm trying to work with it because I missed my chance. They were selling this for $500, and what I should have done, I should have bought like two of them and sold one, like I'm doing with the Vocaster 2. This is what we were talking about, the Vocaster 2, and I completely got off topic. So yeah, I'm thinking of purchasing a second one just to sell, because I don't have money. I don't have that much money. I don't have that luxury of like, boom, I could do this, I could do that, but I could play with my money a little bit. I'm I'm a hardcore seller, bro. Like I said, I started selling quarter pounds when I was like 19, 20 years old. And from that point on, my life changed drastically, which is why I talk about it a lot, because it was a pivotal point in my life. Literally, after that happened, I couldn't get a job. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. And people will listen to this and they'll be like, he's had a very hard life. And it's true. I've had a very hard life. My parents say the same thing. My dad is like, you had a very hard life, and I feel so bad. But I want to turn that around. I want them to be like, you've had a hard life, but it was an important thing for you to go through to get you to this type of success. Because I'm looking for big success, bro. Big success. I'm still looking for it. I'm 30 years old. I haven't given up yet. I could be 30 years old sitting on my bed, this bed right here. I got new covers for you guys because I know it's been the same covers for like mad long. I'm going to need to buy another cover. Uh, I forgot what I was talking about. My bad, guys. But yeah, the Vocaster too. Should I should I buy it? Their close B&H Photo closes at random times, but I'm sure that they are looking out for me. For sure. Absolutely. That's how I think nowadays. Everything is done for a reason. Everything is done for a reason. I'm constantly on my computer, so I can constantly check these prices, and I'm always looking for these different things. So I'm very fortunate in that way. So I can find deals and I can tell my friends, be like, hey, look, listen, we can, do you want to buy some Vocasters with me? And then we can sell them and make a good, decent amount of money. I just want to include them, although I shouldn't be including them. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I'm going to be getting rid of these. Okay. I just wanted to see how it focuses. We're trying to see how it focuses. But yeah. That's what's going on in my mind right now. It is October 7th. It's 10:40 at night. They're closed right now. B&H Photo is closed for Sukkos. B&H Photo is ran by Jewish people. Now, apparently a lot of people hate Jewish people. But I'm more like, if you can't beat them, join them. And if you think their test is a little bit too hard, like what's their test? So the Kings were saying that they were destroying the economy. People were borrowing money left and right, and then they were borrowing beyond their means. This is what a lot of people do right off the bat. They do this right off the bat. They finish high school and then college hits, and they're like, I'm going to borrow as much money as possible to get to where I want to be, because everybody everybody has been saying, if I don't go to college, I won't amount to anything, and I want to amount to something. So they immediately hit college, and they have these guidance counselors, and they're not really guidance counselors. They're they're pitfalls, they're traps. They have this guidance counselor, and they're like, okay, with your grades, you can get here. They're using grades as currency. You see how they got you there? You're using grades as currency. So they're like, oh, you can get to university with this. What university do you want to go to? They don't tell you, listen, go to Middlesex first. We're sending all of our students to Middlesex. When you figure out your stuff in Middlesex, if you're good at college, if you're really good at college, if you're bad at college, you figure it out there and then move on to a university. That's guidance. That is guidance. What they teach kids, because they notice that they say this to these kids and they're like, "Bro, I'm not staying home for another 2 years. You're telling me that if I go to a university and I go off campus, I mean, if I go to a university and I stay on campus, I can move out of my house and live there with all my friends? Sign me up." Sign me up. They don't even have friends at these universities. And they're still like, sign me up. When they go to Middlesex, all their friends are there. They know people. They can still conversate. They can have those awkward highs on their way to class. They could live a normal life. 2 years in Middlesex and then 2 years in a university. But for some reason, when we are given the opportunity to leave, we are we're just going at a dead run. We're just going at a dead run. Is it scary? Yeah, it shows a lot of things. I think it proves a lot of things. I think that it's telling us how we are raising people and that we're doing it the wrong way. Like we're not doing it correctly. Like there's a Jewish school right down the road from me, and I want to figure out what type of curriculum do they have, because they teach a different language at that Jewish school, and they teach the Quran, not the Quran. They teach their Bible, whatever their Bible is. They teach that, and it doesn't help out in universities. Like I don't think they have a Jewish university. I don't think they do. But it looks like a high school that's running there. I really want to interview one of those kids and be like, "So what do you do here? Is this the final stop?" Like I'll ask quick questions because I can't think of that many off the top of my head. If I write it down, then yeah, I could definitely ask those questions. But I would like to ask those questions to figure out what's going on in their heads. You know what I mean? And how it works. I could just search it online. There's Jewish schools. How do Jewish schools work? Offering holistic education. It could be a full-time day school or part-time Hebrew school at a synagogue. Types of Jewish schools, Jewish day schools, and Hebrew schools, part-time. It's not really answering my question. I feel like I would have to ask them. I would definitely have to ask them. Like, yo, bro. Oop, I kicked my camera real quick. Sorry. But these guys, they have your back. They might be Jewish people, but they're just saying that you don't want this shit. Like, I saw a video about a black Jew, an African Jewish person in Israel, I think it was. And he was saying how they wouldn't allow them to worship in their synagogues or whatever cathedral. Cathedral is Catholic, right? I don't know these different. I don't know, bro. Bro, synagogue. All right, we're gonna go with synagogue because that sounds about right. Uh, yeah, I see synagogue right there. So they practice at their synagogues, and they don't allow for black people to practice at their synagogue, even though they live in Israel. So these black people, they make their own church, and they follow the same methods as the Jewish people. The Jewish people are like, whatever, if you want to open your own church, fine, but you're not going to be part of our church. So a lot of African people go in Israel, go to that church if they want to pray like the Jewish people. Now, to be Jewish, your mother has to be Jewish. I think I'm not sure if your father has to be Jewish too, but the Jewish father has to marry a Jewish mother for you to be Jewish. If the Jewish father marries a Catholic mother, you guys aren't Jewish anymore. The mother has to be Jewish. So, hmm. But if the mother marries a Catholic man, are their kids Jewish? That's the question that I had. And I'm not sure about that answer. But yeah, I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. What's the point? Why do you want their religion so badly? Nobody cares about their religion, all right? I don't care because I'm not going to go to church on they have a for Sokos. They have so many holidays, and each holiday they go to the church and they don't drive cars. They have to walk there. Bro, you can miss me with that. But all they want to do is sell stuff for cheap. That's what they want to do. I have no problem with that. I have absolutely no problem with that. But it's interesting. You have to wait until they reopen. So they're closed from Monday to Wednesday, October 6th to October 8th, from 6:15 p.m. Okay, they're closed from October 6th, 6:15 p.m. So they're closed at 6:15 on October 6th until October 8th, 7:45 p.m. So they're closed for that long. So they're closed on the 8th. But they have an offer that ends on October 8th at 11:59 p.m. So you technically have to work for them. You work with them. All right. So at 7:45 tomorrow, I can log in and buy the Focusrite. I have like a 3-4 hour window. I could buy it real quick, and then I have a business investment. I can do this. Can I do this? Should I? Do I have the time? Yeah, I have the time. Do I have the money? I have the money, but, big but here, my sisters are on my back for my money. That's the big problem. And they're like, you spend too much money, this and that and a third. But if I spend money to make money, the problem with the problem with Facebook Marketplace, they want to meet up. That's a big problem for me because I don't have a car. And you don't want to meet up at your house. You don't want to do that. So many things to think about. I could sell it on eBay, but eBay sends it to your PayPal account. You have to set up a PayPal account and everything. And I've had trouble with PayPal. I did some money laundering on PayPal. I can get in so much trouble for telling everybody this. Like, I haven't gotten in trouble for anything yet. Everything has been clean slated because it's so terrible. It's so terrible. I don't mean to, you know, I don't mean to be bad. It just happens. And unfortunately, it happened to me. You know what I mean? But I see so many opportunities to redeem myself that it's not even funny. So I see like people that have gotten incarcerated. How can they make money? I see a way. Absolutely. I see a way. 100%. I see a way. It's scary though. It's scary to be put in that position. You know what I mean? To be put in a position where the world is telling you no and you're just trying to keep going. Like my sister tells me, Belinda works at a hospital. She tells me how she was like, "Do you know that killers get pardoned from killing people and then they get sent out into society and some most of the time they don't take their medication so they end up on the street and then they end up threatening to kill somebody again and all they have to do is take their medication in order not to do that." But the medication is tricky, guys. You got to understand that. For a person that was able to come back from that dark place meaning I was almost put into a maximum facility, a state facility, I should say. I was almost put into a state facility. And it's up to you guys to see if you want to trust me to have a real go at life. Because life has set the bar so high for me that I have absolutely no choice but to meet it. Absolutely no choice. It's like, why am I spending money on equipment? Why am I doing this? Because life has set the bar so freaking high. And I see it no other way. I see it no other way. No other way. Like I'm telling you, I'm looking at my the amount of videos I have posted. I've posted so many, so many videos. And I barely get an audience, but I'm up to about 29 subscribers. So it's getting rid of the subscribers that aren't real, like that aren't real diehard. Like I want to see you succeed. I'm gonna keep knocking at this door. I'm going to keep knocking at this door like I'm blind, bro. Like I'm freaking blind and I don't even know where I'm going. And I just know that I'm supposed to get to this door and start knocking. And somebody's going to open it. Somebody's going to open it. If it's not going to be you, that sucks for you because you're missing out on something that's great. So far, I've caught up with my videos. I've caught up with the videos. Now it's with the recordings and then my writing. Oh my gosh, today was an atrocious day for writing because I was reading it and I was just like, bro, I don't know what you're saying. like, like seriously, it's my own writing, by the way. And I'm just reading it and I'm just like, this day was not your good day. You made so many mistakes and I have to fix so much. And sometimes I'm just like, these are the entries that you have to be like, no way. Like it's not making any sense. Bro, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable, bro. If somebody was like, bro, this is how you make money, I would I would drop everything. Like that's why I look at everybody and I'm just like, I don't understand you. But I do. I do from a deep down place. I completely understand you because I was in the same position as you. All I wanted to do was make money. And it didn't matter how much time it took off my hands. As long as I was making money, I was happy. I was passing. I gave life a C. And I was like, this is passing. I gave life a C. Pretty much, bro. I gave life a C. And I was like, see you tomorrow. Because it's like seeing a girl that is a 5. She's passable, barely. She's average. She's a C. And you're like, you're having sex with me every night. You want me to come over every day. You want to see my face. You want to invest in me. I'm going to give you a pass. I'm going to show up every day now. I'm going to forget about my life and come and cater to your life because I'm just so happy that you're there. And the thing is, the main reason why people have babies is because they don't know what to do with each other. They're too scared to do anything independently because they're like, if I do something independently from this person, they're going to run away from me. The most independent thing that we can do in relationships is working. And so we find a job that pays enough to make our partner happy and makes us happy so that we can give away that money and still be a little bit happy. We find that job and then we stick by it. We're too scared to let it go. Way too scared to let it go. That's a big problem that we have. Absolutely huge problem. Because I was walking by Yesenia's house. We call her Jessie. That's her name. I mean, her name is Yesenia. It's spelled Yesenia, but she says everybody calls her Jessie. And I was walking by her house and I saw her husband or boyfriend. They have a kid together. I saw him driving away in his truck. I saw him getting out of the house and then he got into his truck and he drove away. And it just hit me. I was just like, I feel so bad for you to think that there's only that one option in life. And these people are going to be like, no, I don't think that that's the only option. That's the option that I want. You think you want that because everybody is sitting there telling people that the baby rate is low. What kind of bullshit lie is that? Like, are you kidding me? The baby making rate is low. Do you realize how many people are on Earth? And if you guys search up how many people are on Earth and it shows you a graph on Google, it says there's 8.125 billion, I believe it is. 8.125 billion. And if you look at the line is literally just going up. There is more people than ever here. What do you mean the birth rate is low? What are you talking about? That's some BS billionaire mindset. That is Elon Musk just wanting to have babies with any girl that he sees. Like, make sure they're hot at least, at the very least, if you're going to go on with this and split up your fortune as much as you can between your children. You know, you're like, one of these kids are going to make it. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I got a vasectomy. I'm not having children. F that. Nope. No thanks. But I made a bad decision with B&H Photo when I bought the Venus Live 2, which is what I'm working on right now. I bought this and I bought it used. Terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. Absolutely terrible mistake. I should have learned my lesson. I should have learned my lesson that buying open box, buying used is a bad idea. It's just a bad idea. You don't know what that person did to that object for them to send it back. And unfortunately, you guys the stores, they aren't checking these items. Excuse me. They aren't checking these items. Really disappointed. But I should be disappointed with myself. Like, I always take the blame and I put it where it's supposed to, and I usually blame myself. I should have learned from my mistake and just had bought in something new, because it was $420 for the used and it was $500 for the new. $80, dude, because it's not worth the headache. But anyway, I just went on a rant there. Tell me how the camera looks. Does it look better now? I know that it's not zooming in and out because when I put on autofocus, it's trying to find me, and what it does, the lens just goes in and out, in and out. This is my workaround. I waited too long to buy another one and just return this one. I should have cleaned my hands of this, bro. It would have been mad easy. I have a 90-day warranty. I'm gonna see what the warranty consists of. I don't know why I'm so scared to use the warranty. I don't know why I'm so scared to return stuff, but that's how I am. I don't like returning stuff. I feel like you learn from your I feel like you learn from your mistakes if you stick with them and you own them. You know what I mean? And the only way I could own my mistakes with buying stuff is by not returning them. It's very easy like that. If you were to think about what I'm trying to say, that's how I think of it, because it's like with my ex-girlfriend. Everybody was telling me that she was cheating, but when I asked her, she completely denied it, even though my friend was like, listen, she's telling like everybody this. She's telling her friends this, that she goes to Highland Park and she has sex with boys. And I'm like, she's not telling me that though. And I don't know how I'm going to take it. I'm in high school and I've seen my parents grow up, and for some reason I really like this girl. Is it because of the sex? Probably. 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 Mostly absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, she was great at it. She was great at it. Oh my gosh, she was awesome. She was A1, top, top graded shit. She didn't really give blowjobs, but hey, the sex more than made up for it. But she never admitted to it. She never said that, hey, yeah, I'm cheating on you. Maybe we work this out. She didn't do anything like that. Apparently, she went to her friends and she was like, yeah, we're fucking, we're doing this, we're doing that. And I started blaming myself. It's like, well, it's because I keep breaking up with her. And that's my problem. So I fixed that problem. I stopped breaking up with her. Um, but I never asked her back out. Like, I would break up with her and then not ask her back out and then just be like, we're a couple. Because I was doing this thing in my head. I was just like, if I break up with you, excuse me, if I break up with you, it doesn't matter if I do, just know that I'm still there for you. Simple logic, right? I think I told her that the first time I broke up with her. The first time I was like, let's take a break. She was like, why? And I was like, let's just take a break. I didn't know that I was really messing with her head. And of course, it's messing with her head. And I was like, let's take a break. She was like, I don't know why we're doing this. And I'm just like, let's just take a break. And then I would text her. I was like, right after, I was like, because I want you to know that even if we're apart or anything, I'm still here for you. But that sounded like a complete breakup. That was my fault. That's my fault. I completely, it was my fault. It was stupid of me to do that to her. Uh, but we still stayed together. We still kept texting. The imply was there. Like, I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I want you to know that. It doesn't matter if I say we're breaking up, if we're on a break, it doesn't matter. We're still together. I That's what I was really trying to convey. It's not like I wasn't trying to convey that. Like, I was 100% trying to convey that to her. I'm like, yo, listen, doesn't matter if we break up. We're still together. That's how it works. Doesn't matter how mad I get at you. We're still together. So I stuck by that. And then she started cheating on me, bro. I never cheated on her. Oh my gosh. It was so sad, bro. Like, if I could cry, I'd be crying right now. I swear, if I could cry, I'd be crying. I mean, like, tears. Just fucking tears. It's like, oh my gosh, she really hurt me. She really hurt me. But anyway, we almost had two babies, and she aborted both of them. So I thank her for that. Like, she was ride or die. She was ride or die. You know, get a couple Ubers on the way, but she was still ride or die. She'd get a couple Ubers for herself on the way, but she mainly used my car. You know what I mean? She mainly used me. I got her to most places, and she would use her Uber to get to other places. And if you get them, you get it. You get it. You get it. All right, I think I'm all out. I just don't know where to sell these things, bro. I'm gonna end it here. I don't want to end this video. We're at 47 minutes. I've just been talking my head off. I don't want to end this video because I haven't completely convinced myself of what I'm going to do. Because what is holding me back, even though it's my money, it's completely my money, but other people have put their hands in my pot of gold, and they want to control it as much as possible because they think that I am irresponsible. But the universe believes that I am capable, just as capable as anybody else. And I have to believe that because when you have a mental illness, that is what people will be telling you all your life. I went to the hospital over 5 times. Got the cops called on me over 5 times. They ransacked my room. They did the whole nine over 5 times. And it wasn't until the fifth or sixth time, because I don't remember how many times it was. It was like 5 or 6. It must have been 5. The fifth time, I turned everything around, but it was too late. Everybody lost their trust in me. So everybody's being cautious around me. Therefore, I'm being cautious with myself. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to do this? And it sucks because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to hold myself back because everybody else is holding me back. I don't want to be that person that also holds you back. Video to myself, you know what I mean? It's a daunting task, guys. Having a mental illness. It's really not that easy. It's really not that easy, especially when you failed so much. But I think this is how it is. People have to realize that the universe is talking to each and every single one of us, and we have to respect that, which is what a lot of people talk about. This is what they talk about when they're like, um, we want our privacy. And I kind of go with the other side of that, saying like, yes, you want privacy, but you also need help. And privacy can get you in a lot more trouble than sharing. It will get you in a lot more trouble because I've seen it happen in the hospital setting. And in the hospital setting, if they had my information, if I walked into each doctor's office and they had my information, they would have treated me the way I needed to be treated. But I also understand that sometimes they take advantage of that, and evil walks in all types of shapes and forms. You don't know who will abuse that information, because through my time of having schizophrenia, has a doctor taken advantage of me? Absolutely. There was this one time where my sister was like, I was going to Amazon to try to get a job, and I went to two interviews back to back, right? Monday, I went to one interview. Tuesday, I went to the other interview. But I wore the same clothes. And what Belinda did, she went back to my psychiatrist and she was like, he's wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row. I don't think that's normal. Can you do something about that? And you know what he did? He gave me more medication. And you know what that medication did? Bro, I couldn't even open my eyes, bro. I felt like I was being beaten to sleep. Imagine being awake and needing to fall asleep at the same time. I had to sit down because the medication was just way too much. And I was just sitting there like that, bro. Like, if you ever walk in to a mental facility or even the therapy places, bro, you'll see it. You'll see people like sitting there like this. Bro, not even not even joking. Not even trying to make this funny. You will see over medicated people. And it takes the doctor a little bit to adjust because everybody has to talk about it. Like, the therapist has to talk to the doctor, and the therapist is like, look, listen, I think you're giving him too much. He can't keep his eyes open in class. He's falling asleep in front of everybody. He's a 23-year-old and he's falling asleep in front of everybody like he's 90 years old. Doesn't look right. And then the doctor's like, oh, okay, I'll change it. Takes about a week to change it. And then next thing you know, after that week that they change it, the kid is just sitting there like this, perfectly normal. Like, damn. Doesn't even talk about it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody says anything about it because that happened to me a couple of times. Uh, I remember my last dosing, they gave me a dose that was so high that I couldn't sleep. I was freaking out. It was just way too much for me. Way too much for me. I don't know what to say, bro. There's a lot to talk about, though. Clearly, there's a lot to talk about, bro. I'm gonna stop it right there, bro. It's 11:15. I haven't decided if I'm buying this or not. I should tell May about this. I'm gonna be like, yo, May, you want to buy something? Buy this. I'm not gonna sell it to her. No, I'm not gonna. How much are you gonna sell it to her with? Like 175? I'll be like, yo, let me get here. I got you one. It's 175. Just pay me 175. Please, please, please. Be my first sale. Be my first sale. Ah. Nah, I'm fucking around now. I'm having way too much fun with this. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, as you can see, I have to manually do this shit. Like, I have to buy a keyboard because apparently this thing needs a keyboard. Like, bro, who thought of that? Like, who said the only way you can control this camera is by a keyboard? Like, you don't have the little. I have this for the Nikon Z30. Let's see how much it focuses. I have that for the Nikon Z30. It's a little remote. This will be simple, but it needs the numerical keypad to work with the Venus Live 2, which is crazy. But hey, I think I'm gonna post this one on TikTok. I'm gonna be like, this is what I do. These are the videos that I make. You guys want to see me? I can go ham. I can go ham. You want to see? All right, guys. Peace, peace, peace.